everybody. Michael Rooker here, and you are listening to Cut to the Chase. Keep listening.
Hey guys, this is Christy Carlson Romano, and you're listening to Cut to the Chase.
Hey, what's going on? This is Thomas Ian Nicholas. You horror fans out there might know me as Bill Woodlake from Halloween Resurrection. And you are listening to Cut to the Chase. So let's do it. Cut to the chase, man.
Hey, this is Mike Casey, and you're listening to Cut to the Chase.
Greetings, gentlefolk. This is James Duval, and you're listening to Lacy Lou on Cut to the Chase.
This is Richard Reilly, and I'm on Cut to the Chase. And if you don't jump to any conclusions, you will hear me with Dan and Lacy.
You have a podcast like I do, and it's called Cut to the Chase. I like that. Cut to the Chase. All right, here we go. You're listening to Cut to the Chase. Let me do another one. You're listening to Cut to the Chase. How about, this is Michael Rosenbaum, and you're listening to Cut to the Chase. I don't know if, it's Dan and Lacy. You're listening to, this is Michael Rosenbaum, you're listening to Cut to the Chase with Dan Chase and Lacy Lou. How's that? Oh, and Mikey likes it.
If you like horror, you'll want to cut to the chase. The podcast, that is. I know I want to cut to the chase as soon as possible. And what do you know? Here it comes.
Hey, everybody. It's been a hot minute since we recorded one of these.
Yeah, that was great watching that intro.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
That was dope. I want to do it again. Do it again.
No.
Go back.
No. But yeah, we thought, since we've been doing this 100 Days of a Horror Challenge, if you haven't been following that, you can follow that on our Instagram or Facebook at LacyLou1122 or at Dan Cut to the Chase. You're so stupid.
Thank you.
But yeah, we have some fun stuff to talk about. So we're going to review a few films here, or a couple anyways, that we've seen recently that we never did for the podcast.
Yeah, doing the comfort watches is fun, but if you're not sick of our mugs yet, you're going to get some more tonight because we're talking Scream and we're talking a bunch of fun shit.
We are, yeah.
Yeah.
So without further ado, I guess.
Cue it up, baby.
Which one do I want to talk about first?
Ooh, you got some shit. Oh, look at you got it all lined up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is new for me too. I didn't know what we were doing. We watched this last night.
We did. It wasn't, this is a second watch. We actually seen Sinners in the theater.
Man. Okay, so you weren't that crazy about it first time around?
I really liked it.
You really did?
I did.
Now, second watch, did it go up? Did it go down?
It's the same. I really enjoy it. I think it's definitely one of the best films of the year, easily in my top 10 for the year so far.
Right. What do you like about it? There's a lot of hype around it. I'm just curious to what you take from it personally.
I think it's fun. I like the idea that they're just getting all these things ready just to, open a bar. And, I always say that I don't like, period piece films, but the more I watch them, I really
There's been some dope ones.
I really like Pearl. That's a period piece. And
There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, that movie's okay. The absurdity of it, I like. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I wouldn't say it's something that I would just throw on. I could throw on Pearl, or I could throw on Sinners at any go.
Right.
And Sinners, it brought me back to, From Dusk Till Dawn, and I know everybody compares it to that, but it really does give that vibe, and it hasn't had anything like it similar to it in a long time. Because it starts off, you got these gangsters. The one question that I do have is why did they just make Michael B. Jordan a twin and just not brothers? You know what I mean? I was getting confused on which one was which.
Oh yeah, right.
Because it's literally just the same person. But yeah. And by the way, these are going to have full spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, check out. Maybe fast forward to the next one.
No, fuck you. Listen to the whole thing. No,
yes, do that. Yeah. But yeah, what did I know that you really like it.
It's weird. As I get older, it's I'm very specific about what I like in movies, and it's very much make or break for me. Usually in the first like 10, 15 minutes, I know what I'm getting into, for the most part. And this, I knew what I was getting into from the jump. I mean, you got Ryan Coogler, like you said, Michael B. Jordan, you got all these things. All these elements of a storm that says on paper that this is going to be fire, right? But will it? And I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. This is like on par. This is serviceable, right? I was like, this is pretty cool. And then they would do something like super fucking gory or make just a great like the drunk guy when they were talking about all the free beer you could have and stuff like that. I mean, that's an OG actor right there going toe to toe with Michael B. Jordan, and it's just like, man, it's fucking great cinema. It reminded me of an old school movie. And the reason I say that too is because the more and more movies I watch, they become less and less like those classic type of movies,
Right.
And do I love everything about those old movies? No, not necessarily. Sometimes they lacked in certain areas as well. But with Sinners, it's like it's an amalgamation of everything that's came before it, and it's learned from its mistake, and it's not necessarily, and pun intended, but it's not like pulpy like a Tarantino thing per se.
A little bit.
But it's right there.
Yeah.
It's like it's right
like
there.
A step.
It's very stylistic, but it's serviceable to the story, and it all makes sense, and it doesn't seem like it's just trying to be cool. It just is fucking cool. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's just dope. And the way they tell the story in kind of a classic way, and the music and everything was all on par.
Like
I fucking
Interview with a
loved it.
Vampire,
Mhm.
like at the end there, like I feel like they could set or Vampire in Brooklyn a bit,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
it. I feel like Vampire in Brooklyn kind of gets like a bad rap, but I feel like the longer it's out, the more people come around to it. But
I love that
you know what I mean?
movie.
Like it's ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
But like Wes Craven was just really a special director, and we'll obviously talk about him later in this episode. But like, I mean, like even Interview with a Vampire. I'm not. Why do I keep doing that?
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
With Eddie Murphy.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
I mean, like it's like such a silly movie, but at the same time, like it was beyond above its time, and all of his films were, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I love that we're getting films like this, Sinners, now.
It's an amazing movie, and yeah, that end
And nudity too, which was a surprise.
Yeah, I love that.
You don't see a lot of nudity in horror movies that especially get released in theaters. Like you get
like a big
you'll
movie
get 'em-
like this.
Yeah, you'll get them in like the independent horror films, but like not so much. You don't see a lot of nudity in film anymore.
Unless
so,
it stars Nicole Kidman, which it seems like she's naked in everything that she does in the past 15
I
years.
just remember when we watched that Jennifer Lawrence movie, that rom-com that she
Oh
did,
yeah, I love that
and
movie.
she's just like full on.
Yeah.
Like,
can we go watch that right now? All right. Anyways, Sinners was fantastic. This was, I think, the first movie that we saw that I was like, all right, this is a top movie.
Like
contender.
I love the themes of it.
Yeah.
Well,
they also explored like the classic vampire themes, like garlic.
Like, can you
steak
invite
to
him
the
in?
heart. That played a big part. And again, it's like it's just done so well, and especially with the dude from 8 Mile and those creepy Irish guys with their folk music, and it was just so well done that I'm like,
I actually really liked the music in this.
I did too. I really did too.
It's very stylistic. Yeah.
And on top of that, it's like when they're you can tell too they're really fucking jamming, by the way, on those. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're just like falling out of you here. No, and guys, we want to tell you that we've been wanting to do this for a while. Like we just moved. But we have big plans to like bring this channel back to life, and we have a whole other room. This is like my actual work office. So we have a whole other room that is just, in boxes right now. But it'll be fun to like record some videos and show you the space as we're putting it together. Like once we get that set up, I don't know how long that's going to be.
Yeah.
But we definitely have big plans, and we can't wait to, build a studio with you guys, and maybe we can get like your thoughts and opinions too on what we should be doing for it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought this up, because here's kind of where we're at, and
Yeah.
we have a lot of conversations about this. We love podcasting. We love talking about movies. It is time consuming. We're lucky enough to be in the same room when we record a lot of the time, so we catch a break in that regard. But when it comes to recording with other people, it's very difficult sometimes.
To
And
like schedule.
right.
Well, my schedule like changed. I was working till like 9:30, and then it was 7:30, and now finally my schedule's
right.
like
Yeah.
I'm back to normal. So
And finally, I'm not working weekends for the
Yeah.
first time in what seems like eons. So everything's starting to line up. This is always the vision that we had, but it was never really possible. Now it is. So we've been making steps towards that. And the first step was to kind of have some fun with these videos that we're doing every day.
Yeah.
They've been a lot of fun too, I've noticed. And it's just kind of, like we said, just having fun with it and getting used to the medium, because we do plan on doing a lot more videos, doing a lot more stuff, and really expanding it in a way where in the past it's always been kind of half measures, kind of half asking it, so to speak. You've always had great ideas, and I'm always down, and I do think that we will continue our Hitchcock episodes and
eventually Full House.
Eventually Full House is definitely going to continue. I mean, I love those. I love doing those episodes with you. Those are so much fun. I really do. Those are truly joyful. But I do feel like the video is kind of the next step into where we're headed. So those were kind of a stepping stone, and so is this. So you'll be seeing a lot more of these kind of videos from us, and this will just kind of evolve into what it becomes. And we don't even know what it is, but again, as
we
you
have
can
ideas.
see, yeah, and that's why we refuse to decorate yet. We wanna plan this out and really take everybody with us along a journey too, because that's important.
Yeah, and we do plan on doing some solo stuff on the channel. I know, because I don't watch Star Wars stuff. I think I'm only on episode 3. But I mean, I know he would love to talk about stuff like that, things that he enjoys that necessarily I don't. I would love to do some book reviews and, shows that I watch, reality TV. So it's just going to be a big channel of just everything that we love, but and then movies that we watch together, and we'll be doing those together. And obviously we want to do a lot of Scream 7 coverage, which we're going to start today, but
yes, we are.
We're going to get to that in a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah, did you have anything else to add to that, or
no? But well, back to kind of what we were doing before. I know that it's funny, here we are in August, and I can name on one hand how many great movies there are so far, and that became another issue where there wasn't really much to podcast early on. And I'm not sitting here trying to hate on anybody's movies. I really don't care that much, unless, again, I've said this in the past, unless we have something funny to add, where okay, for instance, this is a perfect time to bring this up too. Or maybe I should bring this up later. Yeah, I'll bring it up later. We'll talk about that later. But Sinners is amazing. Shout out to Ryan Coogler. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Shout out to Haley Atwell. She fucking murdered it. I think she does.
Haley Steinfeld?
Steinfeld. Does that
Atwell?
Same thing. Isn't that the same person?
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But they're both in Marvel stuff.
Okay.
Anyways, she's fantastic in it as well. So Sinners, go see it. Check it out. That's my review.
See it.
Go see it in the theaters.
It's not in the theaters anymore.
Oh, then go
you
see
can watch
it.
It's on HBO Max.
Go see it.
He's like, stop calling me out, Lacy Lou. He hates
Go watch it. I don't care. Go watch it on your fucking TV.
Yeah, I give it a 5 out of 5 as well. It's just very stylistic. Ryan Coogler did an amazing job, as you so said.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. I love the end credit scene. That's what really sold me, honestly, was the end credits. I loved stuff like that, where they bring something back, and it just really cool. I think there were some things that drug on a little bit, and some maybe casting chemistry choices I didn't understand, but overall I really did enjoy the movie. And it's top tier for me for the year. It's not my favorite film of the year, but it's up there.
It's up there though.
Yeah.
And I love how they did implement the music in it too. It was such a big part of it. and it was such a character in itself. So yeah, and a plot point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What do we got next?
Well, we are going to be they just pop back up.
Hey,
guys,
sorry everybody.
Yeah, I can't wait till we have like some decorations in the back and stuff. Like obviously this isn't going to be the room we record in, but we were itching at the bit here.
Yes.
So
let's go.
on that note,
What do we got? Show me what you got. Hey, lady. Oh no.
oh no.
Oh no.
Like, why don't you like weapons, baby?
Yo, do you want me to go off?
Let me do my review and then you can go off. How
Well,
about
please
that?
do.
Yeah.
I need a minute.
Like I need to say,
need a minute.
I this movie's okay. I think it is a little bit overhyped. There's some things that just don't make sense. Like I had fun watching it in the theater. I think there was some really like moments, but I didn't leave feeling like, okay, I need to watch that immediately again. Like I remember leaving Barbarian and I was like, that was a banger. That movie got me,
Right.
Like there's this moment in the movie and where like everybody's like kind of clapping, which is cool. And like you do have a cool villain. The villain in this movie, it just didn't
Ronald McDonald.
right, like wanted to be Pennywise or something. I don't know,
Right.
but like
Yeah.
I mean, they just brought her in too late to the game. I think the setup was really cool with telling it from different viewpoints. I think that's a really cool approach. I like that. It was just the characters weren't necessarily the most interesting, not all of them to follow. I don't know why we needed some of them, and it could have been cut shorter. It felt a little long, but there's some really fun moments. But I mean, like, all right, so spoilers. Like, you have a cop and all these kids go missing and there's one kid that isn't, and literally all the kids are just hiding out in this kid's basement of the one kid that, like, what? This
Oh my
is like
God.
worst police detectives ever.
All of them, bro, and you too.
Like, you know what I like? It like, I mean, and when you think of it that way, it just kind of ruins the movie in my head.
It's so stupid. And like, okay, yeah, there's so many problems with it, but
So I'll let you go off.
I gotta go big picture instead of nitpicking though, because I could nitpick it all day. We don't have 5 hours to spend on weapons, so I'll summarize it in this quick little thing. If you're gonna tell a story like this in the way in which they told it, I feel like we just watched a movie that did it so much better just last night. Like just last night we watched it, and the way you tell a story, the way a story is told sometimes and how things are revealed, I mentioned Pulp Fiction even earlier. That's a good example. Something like that. It's brilliant in its storytelling and how it's out of order and how you find out certain information later, and then how it pertains to information early on in the film. This just follows different characters and it just continues the story through each of their point of views. When you clearly already know, like Lacy Wu said, what the fuck is happening? Clearly, it's this creepy little fuck in the back buying fucking Campbell's soup for his zombie-ass parents. Like, it's clearly happening and it's so obvious. So the reveals are less like what is happening.
I forgot about the
Remember the soup?
Yes, I remember.
That's why he
Yeah.
got the machine gun on top, because it was telling him that was the amount of water to put in the soup. Like, that explanation in itself, go fuck yourself. You're going to show a machine
Calm
gun?
down.
No, don't ever. Here's the thing. If you're going to come at me with a movie like this, Barbarian was great, like you said, but we also said it was a great one-time watch. Like, something like that is shocking because you don't see it coming. It takes a hard left turn. What the fuck is Justin Long doing in this movie?
Surviving.
Mind-blowing, right? So he's amazing. So in something like this, in Weapons, and spoiler, he's actually in this too, briefly. And I thought they were going to do the same thing, just with him
You
again.
said there's your villain.
And I was like, there he is. But that's not what they did, by the way. But everything that they did was just very lazy when you start thinking about it and putting things together, like Lacy Wu so eloquently put. It just makes no fucking sense. It literally just makes no sense. And you were saying earlier, too, if everybody's got ring cams, like, wait, so what, did they just not, like, have ring cams in that kid's fucking neighborhood? Like, how did they not piece this together? You're talking like weeks, like a month goes by when we pick the story up after the kids disappear, after they start the Wu-Tang album at the beginning of the movie. So
did you enjoy any of this movie?
I enjoyed a lot of it. So here's the thing. Spoiler, everybody. I wanted to love it. And see, that's what I'm saying. When you got elements of like, oh, this sounds like fucking, my favorite Wu-Tang album. If this has got elements of this or whatever, I wanted to love it. This movie sucked. This movie's pretentious as hell.
Okay, so what did you actually like about it?
Not much. I mean, Brolin was okay. Ruth was fucking fine. Fucking kill me.
You'd rather watch Ozark.
Yeah, any day. I thought that it was extremely overhyped. Listen, I'll see what this guy has to do in the future.
Resident Evil, apparently.
Hey, that's cool. I'm down.
The most likable character in the film. I don't know if you call that type of character likable, but enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
The drug dealer or, junkie guy. Like, he was probably everybody's favorite character.
But
right?
again, why did we have to follow him for 20 minutes just stabbing a cop with needles the whole movie?
Because it was kind of funny.
It was kind of funny. It was pretty good. And young Han Solo, he fucking went through the ringer in that one. But again, the story, when you follow each of these characters, at the end of the day, they're just doing things that don't necessarily, A, pertain to the story, and B, nothing that you care about. Like, if he was, like, doing something fun, like, fucking banging strippers and doing blow and something crazy like that, like, you'd be like, oh, this is wild, but he's just, like, slowly putting on his belt because he's all depressed because he's a cheating piece of shit. You know what I mean? It's like, this isn't fun to watch for me. So a lot of it just felt like extra padding to make it seem like a more interesting movie. Kind of like we're talking like Crash or like a movie like that where these characters intersect. This felt like a lazy version of that. And then watching what we watched last night, seeing it done masterfully.
Did you really just make that noise?
I did. I don't know why. But that's how I feel about weapons. Fuck that shit. I'm done. I'm done with it. If anybody comes at me with any weapon shit, I will quietly and promptly defer them to this review.
That's fair. So rating?
I mean, it was shot well. It was. I did like a lot of the. I did like a lot of the cinematography, a lot of cool, scary imagery. But again, it doesn't hold up. So I'd probably rest on like a 2. It's definitely solid. I just didn't on like a technical aspect. But as far as anything else, I'm good.
Like, I think it was fun for a one-time watch. I really do. Like, I mean, like, I was interested to see where it was going, the direction, but then like how I get in my head and how I think things through from a logistical standpoint. Like sometimes I just can't have fun when I do that. And this is one of those movies, unfortunately for me, to where I'm like Barbarian, like the movie's ridiculous and like so stupid, but I had so much fun with it that I did I could literally turn my brain off for that one. Mm-hmm. This one I couldn't, just because they're like, it was so like character driven, but like all these characters were just really stupid.
Right.
But I did have fun with it when I was watching it. But like when I'm looking at it from like a technical standpoint, I'm like, that bugs me,
right.
So like, I'm just going to go mid with it. For me, I'm going to go like a solid 3 out of 5. So,
and I'll just say this about this movie as well. There was a certain trend, and I know a lot of people were talking about it, especially when there were a lot of our friends in the podcasting realm, and everybody seemed to agree on one fact, that a lot of movies were continuing the trend of the villain and or the ending being influenced by witches. And unfortunately, this is no different. So it's just the same old shit.
Oh, I called it Hocus Pocus, the movie.
There it is. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
You were waiting for me to... I forgot about that.
And there it is. You had said that, you were like, so it's basically Hocus Pocus. And I literally was... The whole movie, I was so impressed by that. I kept looking at you. I was like, oh my God, that was brilliant.
Well, like,
it's so good.
She like literally comes outside. Come children.
Right.
I'll take and she's like getting her youth from these children that are just in the basement. Like,
that's what exactly. It's literally Hocus Pocus for adults. And the way, oh my God, you nailed it with that one, baby.
Thank
Hats
you.
off to you. That was such a good reference, but that was probably the best part of the movie was the reference that you made.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, like, 'cause I mean, and then when she's turning them into, basically zombies, that's like Billy,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
like
Doug Jones.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but I mean, there are some fun moments. There's some grotesque moments. So, like, it is worth a one-time watch, in my opinion. But like, you just have to be able to get through the logistical part of your brain in order to have fun with it. And for me, I just couldn't for that.
And anybody knows I'm extra, and
You are.
and I'm always
You're a little mean sometimes.
Yeah, but it's
you.
Yeah, but it's always relevant to how much I am not necessarily on board with the hype. Do you see what I'm saying? So like, I feel like this one was very overhyped. And whenever something is like, I get really excited. And then when I see that, I automatically go to, all right, so what are we talking about here? And I want to break it down. And that's where I'm at with this movie. I cannot find too many things that I love about it. So that's probably the last time you'll hear me talk about it. It is what it is. I didn't hate the movie. And again, I'll see what the director has to do, but I'm just all set with this movie. I'm good.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
I was going to, add, I don't know what I'm doing here. I was going to add the movie that we watched yesterday, but I feel like I want to rewatch it before we actually review that.
I want to rewatch it like 5 times.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if we were to do it right now, like, because these are pretty short reviews, so like, I feel like that's one that we really have to go like in depth with.
It would be broad strokes if we did it here.
Yeah,
and we wouldn't do it justice. So I agree.
Yeah, so we're gonna wait on that one.
Okay.
And yeah.
Then I'm glad I didn't blow our wad on that.
Exactly.
Say what it was.
Good.
All right. What do we got next, Lacy Lou?
So yeah.
Hey, it's my fucking noggin.
It is. Okay. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about here.
Here.
I'm sorry.
Here.
Like, I was trying to swallow at the same time.
Up it here. Up it here.
You're so unimpressive sometimes. All right. But I love you.
I love you.
No, you don't.
Yeah. So what do you mean?
So, so yeah. All right. So, if you do not want to know anything at all about Scream 7 at all, or want to hear any possible theories, because honestly, if you had listened to our theories episode on Scream 5 or 6, I predicted a lot of the things that happened in that film.
A lot.
So
Hank Loomis is not one of them. Spoiler. We got that one wrong.
The one thing I got wrong, but what I was pretty spot on with everything else. But I will say this, I'm stealing from Dan over here. Yeah, so if you don't want to know anything at all, I would go ahead and tune out now, because we are going to get into some Scream 7 thoughts. We were just driving in the car the other day, but I mean, I've had one thought from the jump, and I'm going to get to that probably at the end. That's going to be my final thoughts that I leave you with today.
And by the way, this is not a new thought. If you go back to the other episodes, you are clearly talking about it then. Yeah. It's very interesting, though, how that thought that you had not only carries weight now, but carries more weight than it did even then. Does that make sense? Yes. Like, in the weirdest way, it came in so hot. And there are so many things that make sense and support that if you just read between the lines a little bit, it's like, holy shit. But we're not going to start there. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah. So there are rumors that there is, another cameo that has, like,
that's a good place
they
to start.
They came out pretty hot and heavy, releasing the fact that, we have, Matthew Lillard returning. We have, Roman Bridges returning.
There he is.
We have him. We have Dewey. Who else did they announce that was returning? Was that? Those were like kind of the big ones that.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Skeet Ulrich. He hasn't been confirmed, but I'm pretty sure that it's not him. But there is a rumor going around that there is another huge cameo from the original trilogy. Which that's an interesting choice of wording, because is it mean that they were in all 3 films of the original trilogy? Because trilogy is obviously 3, right? So, or is it, they were just in either 1, 2, or 3, broad strokes, or were they, because in my opinion, if, they did confirm David Arquette, but the only one that I could think of that was in all 3 of those films that would make sense, which would be a huge thing, would be this guy right here.
You should have told me where Sydney was.
Which, if like your big theory is what they're going to do for a flashback scene. So I'll let you elaborate on that.
For Cotton?
Well, for the Marine, because it was that night.
So okay, all right. Here's where I'll take it, because like you were talking about how Matthew Lillard's coming back. You got all these people coming back. So cool, awesome. What does it mean? And there's been a lot of rumors and a lot of confirmed things about AI, about, them using AI, which is great. I love that. But what I think we all really want is just a really well done story. And I don't know how people feel about returning characters, but I love it. I live for this shit. Like, I don't care if somebody even gets shot in the head at this point. Like, I just don't care. Like, give me Timothy Olyphantastic in the next Scream movie.
He wasn't shot in the head.
I'm literally right. Exactly. So I'm so apprehensive. Not so much that, everybody's so excited that they're back. Great. How are you going to use them? Really, truly, how the fuck are you going to use them? So you got all these people coming back. I had said from the jump that I think a fantastic opening scene would be the opening kill from Maureen. You could do the same scenario with the Casey Becker kill even. Mm-hmm. You could do something like that where they're either setting up, they're outside her house, but it could be, Stu, Billy, and then reveal Roman. He's either, kind of talking. You could play it so many different ways. Because again, this is much like my biggest concern or my biggest problem with the Friday the 13th franchise, where the meat of that story hasn't even been explored in the movies. So when we're at the 7th installment now, I do think that you can take certain liberties, especially if you already brought Skeet back. You can do some really fun stuff with de-aging them and doing scenes over like that, and you could have a lot of fun with it. But I also want to see it progress the plot in 7. I don't want to see like another copycat or another family member. Like, it just feels kind of like it's just been done before. So with Williamson directing, and he had made a comment too, he said he wants to do everything that he possibly could in a Scream movie because he's only got one crack at it. Who knows if that's actually true, but that's how he's playing it, which I fucking respect the shit out of. Come back. Of course he'll come back. And you had said, well, what does that mean about Scream 8? Which I actually think they are filming that fucking like pretty much soon.
If they're not already.
If they haven't already or started. I think it's going to be a 2-parter, which actually plays into something that we were talking about at the beginning a minute ago. I actually do think that something that we had talked about and you had brought up recently again, which is you gotta end on a cliffhanger. Either reveal one of the killers and have them get away for the next one, or just leave it on a crazy note. Like, you can do a lot with it, which hasn't been done in this franchise, and that you can do with this franchise because people want more. And if you just have a little foresight, you can do a back-to-back, especially with Sydney's story, with this being a Sydney-centric story. You could really knock this out of the park and propel this franchise into... propel it into a place where no genre has been before. Now, also, this ain't the only cameo that they were talking.
Well, no. So I
I got so excited.
Yeah, no, sorry. I wanted to ask you, like, all right. So, like I was saying, out of the 3,
yes,
if they're going from the original trilogy, it would make sense that it would be him, right?
Yeah, and he is the biggest name as well out of anybody in the franchise, I believe.
Besides Courtney Cox.
Liev Schreiber, yes.
Like Courtney
yeah,
Cox is huge.
She is.
I mean, Friends.
She
like,
is.
I mean,
she is right.
I think she's the biggest, but that's my opinion. But I
Right.
mean, like, clearly she's the only one to be in all 7 films.
So let me ask you a question: how do you think they would bring him back in a flashback?
Like I said, possibly like, Marine's death. If they're doing that, it would make sense because he was there that night.
Getting some poon.
Like, well, I mean, no, you saw someone leave wearing his jacket. Like that, but I mean, like, obviously, like, so, but, my big theory is that it's going to rely heavily on Scream 3. Because if you look at 5 and 6, I know that they're like separate stories, but I mean, those stories don't exist without the realm of Sidney Prescott, period. You know what I mean? In my opinion, but, so the opening of 3 made me think of the opening of 5, to where, it did a cutaway of, to where Jenna Ortega did not die. And then, we rewatched Scream 3 today, actually. That was our comfort film of the day. And,
yes.
we watched it earlier, and that got me thinking about the opening here, which, we see here, he does get stabbed, but we don't actually see him die.
Interesting. Okay.
And,
all right.
a lot of the times when they pan, like, I mean, it is a quick cutaway, like you don't actually see him die. So I think it is very possible that he could be brought back. I have a big theory. I'm going to get to it in a minute.
I love it.
I have a big theory, but, the other plausible comebacks before I get to that theory here is obviously Parker Posey is definitely on the top of the list as well. Just because, as we were watching this go around as well, when Robin's in the coffin and he's not obviously dead in the basement, Parker Posey was down there with him, and then all of a sudden she just like pops out.
Right.
So like she could have been an accomplice. Like I think.
And she did date him. She said.
They did bone. Yeah.
Yep.
So
and she had expressed that she wants to come back to the franchise.
She did. Yes. And
so
I think in Scream 6 there was a Jennifer Jolie retrospective.
That's where the Scream hideout.
Yeah, like it had that, Yeah, so
Scream Batcave.
But yeah, so I think that would be interesting to see her as maybe an accomplice. I don't know. I wouldn't love that. I'm kind of in love with another idea, but and then another possible theory is I think maybe we might get a AI version of Rose McGowan as Tatum.
Be interesting.
That's a possibility. I don't think it would be too intricate to the story, but I do know that Sydney's daughter is named Tatum, so that's why I was thinking possibly her. So I mean, that's a short list. I was just kind of running through everybody that could possibly come back. I mean, there's Heather Mazzarato, but she was in 5, so I don't think that would be like a huge surprise to me, but she was part of the original trilogy as well.
You could do Joel.
You could, yes,
because I mean, especially if you're going back to Courtney Cox and she is in a studio or whatever, that would make sense if Joel came back in some capacity.
It's like, I need to kill Sydney so they quit trying to come after my kids.
Well, or he could just be another victim. He could just be another surprise, like fun dynamic, and like all of a sudden you have a great dynamic with like him and her and Mason Gooding and that whole squad, and just I don't know, but either way. Yeah, I like your theory the most, but we'll get to that after. But there's definitely a lot of things you can do and a lot of fun you can have it. But again, I just hope they do it in a way where it's intricate to the story. And I just want to see some characters return with like either a dope motivation to kill. Well, for obvious reasons.
Like it's not surprising with, Billy or Stu at this point. How surprising would it be for a Mrs. Loomis or Mickey? Like, would that be like mind blowing to you?
Mrs. Loomis, I don't think that. I think that's out. I don't think that. Like, other than just revenge, like.
Right. What about Hank Loomis?
I don't
He's
even
part
want
of
to.
the original trilogy.
I'll tell you this: if they do Hank Loomis and it's like Hank Loomis in this one, I will get so mad because we spent so much time on the last one convinced that it was
Henry
fucking Hank.
Sursley
Yes,
was Hank Loomis.
I
recast.
still think that's better than what they actually did.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I honestly do. But so in this though, again, it's like Scream is so smart. And it has the potential, rather, to be so smart and so meta that there are certain things that we have talked about that if they do, it could just blow shit out of the fucking water, you know? And I'm not talking like, oh, it's a movie within a movie type shit. Like we're beyond that. That's not what I mean. But again, we'll circle back around to that after.
Right.
But before we get to while we're on the cameo fucking list, also we heard another Scream Queen could possibly be getting a cameo for this.
Yeah, JLC.
What do you think of that? Do you think there's any credence to it? Do you think it matters? Because if anything, I just think it'll be like a fun thing.
I mean, I don't think she would play Laurie Strode because, I mean, in these movies, like Halloween is a movie. That makes zero sense for that to happen. So if she is in the movie, she could be playing Jamie Lee Curtis herself.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be interesting. Maybe Courtney Cox is interviewing her or something, or someone's interviewing her. I could see that potentially happening. Or she's just playing another character that's unrelated to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I mean, she's definitely not Laurie Strode. So you guys that are hoping for a Sydney, like it just doesn't make sense within this universe. So like it's that's not going to happen.
Just go play the Halloween video game. It's coming out
next year.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not happening.
Right.
You know, so like, sorry to break your hearts. It's just not. And if I'm wrong, like I'm wrong, but that would ruin the franchise for me, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be taking swings like that.
Yeah,
they'll be doing things that actually matter in the franchise.
You know, Neve Campbell has spoken that, you know, this one's more grounded. It goes back to the original. So, you know, maybe they will show the reboot of Halloween Kills, and that's where the Laurie Strode comes in. Like, I'll give it that if that happens. But,
right.
I mean, aside from that, because, I mean, one thing that I did want to talk about is, you know, Sydney, Neve Campbell made comments about how, you know, Sydney's a mother and what it would mean for her to bring a child into this world and what kind of parent she would be. And that makes me think of Laurie Strode, you know, because that was a big plot point in the Halloween movies,
right?
Especially like 2018. And,
yes,
you know, she was very much, like survivalist.
Yes.
You know, she had like her whole house like as a trap, and like I'm curious if that's the approach that they're going to do with Sydney here. I don't think it'll be as dramatic as that,
right.
And if it is, it's going to be more badass in my opinion, just because it's Scream and it's just a little bit more punchy of a film.
Yes,
but yeah, I have a big theory on that. But so my big my big thing here is I know, but I gotta go there. Yeah, this is how I feel Scream 7 is going to end here. I feel like the secret cameo and killer is Patrick Dempsey, aka Mark Kincaid.
And why is that, baby?
The only thing that makes sense to me, right? I feel like it, you know, ever since I've seen Scream 2 and the opening sequence is, you know, a Marine and Phil getting killed in the movie theater. And then Randy makes the comment, you know, it could be Jamie Kennedy too. I mean, you know,
that'd be fun. Yeah.
I don't think that would be like a huge surprise though.
No.
I mean, because he's done it before. So it's not like, but I feel like this would be the biggest surprise to people because, like I said, Randy says in Scream 2, they thought it was a publicity stunt or something. Was it his line?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. But a lot of people get maimed mud at the movies. But I think that, yeah, sorry. This is like we've talked about it so much that my brain is kind of like right now. I want to present my theory and make myself sound intelligent. But yeah, so based off of the things that Sydney said, it makes sense here. I feel like because if he was at Good Morning America, he went on some talk show like in the right before Scream 7 started filming, and he was like, yeah, I think I'm coming back. I don't know. And then all of a sudden he's not coming back because he said he had a scheduling conflict. Well, the scheduling conflict could only be, in my opinion, Thanksgiving, which that hasn't even started filming it if he was to come back for that. And he did such a good job in that movie. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think he was supposed to be the killer in, 3. He's super fucking creepy in it. And, why does he have pictures of her as a kid? I know he's like a detective and running through her past and everything, but it's super weird. Like, where did he get those photos? Like, where did he get those photos?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, did Neil Prescott just willingly hand those over? Like, where did he get them from?
And where did he get that photo in the theater of Sydney right before Mrs. Loomis came out and popped out with fucking Gail?
Right. Like, and like the articles that he had, like, I mean, he had a big file on her. And like, I know that like people would, but it just, the pictures that he had, it just doesn't, and he disappears a lot throughout the movie. He's like very creepy. And I know that it was said that he was supposed to return. And then all of a sudden we get this bombshell dropped on us that, it's not Mark Kincaid that's her husband. It is Mark Evans, who was played by none other than Joel McHale. Like, what the fuck happened to Patrick Dempsey here?
Something
was it
happened
a pay dispute?
Here. Something happened here.
You know what happened here, in my personal opinion, and I will eat crow if I am wrong, but
it's a good theory.
I think it's a publicity stunt, and I think that it is because they are making him the killer. It makes the most sense for him to return. Because he was partners with Roman. I truly believe that. Like, I know Roman gets so much credit, but I mean, they even said that, like, that the police department and you're telling me that the Los Angeles Police Department was ransacked? Like there are so many people there at all times while she's, you know what I mean? Like, so just nobody was there. Like the LA Police Department, nobody was there. It got ransacked. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
He was in on it.
Okay.
Like, I'm telling, my opinion.
No, and it's a good theory. It really is. And if something happened with that appearance where he had to either backtrack, whether it was on purpose or not, because I either think something either got rewritten or something got changed. I also think that it might have gotten changed because of the next one. You might not even get him revealed in this one. It might even be the next one. But the reason why all of this is kind of being expedited and pushed to the forefront in our minds anyways is because of a little fucking behind the scenes video we saw. Mm-hmm. Of a fucking dude just chilling at a bar.
In a ghost face costume.
By the name of Scott fucking Foley. Get the fuck away from my face, fly. But what the fuck? If anybody has seen it, it will blow your mind. Now, this is Scott Foley, full fucking salt and pepper fucking hair. So what does that mean? Does that mean that they're not going to de-age him? Does it mean that they are? Is this even? I was trying to look at like some of the brand names and stuff like that of some of the beers and stuff like that. Maybe that could be a fucking flashback. Yeah. Maybe that's a flashback where we see him meet Dempsey there. You know what I mean? And that could be the reveal there or whatever. Or it could be him meeting. Like it's so many fucking possibilities. But it also does not align with the, oh yeah, we just came in real quick and it was a fun little thing. And, it kind of backs up the AI theory, this fun theory of they're going to be tormenting Sydney with all the past killers and stuff like that.
Which is what Roman kind of did.
Which he did with the voice changer shit.
I mean, he, her mom's voice, Billy's, like he made it think that the ghosts were in her head. Patrick Dempsey makes a comment about that. Like, I feel like these writers probably went back, rewatched these movies. They're like, what makes sense for her story to progress here?
Right.
And the unfinished story here is between these two.
Yes.
And, honestly, like, nobody really talks about Roman. I mean, Kirby.
Everybody loves Roman, though. Everybody I know over the years, like, everybody hated Scream 3 when it, obviously. Everybody did. Now everybody loves him, and rightfully so. It's the greatest story arc. He's got the greatest speech at the end. He did it by himself. Like he's a fucking solid ass killer. How are they going to bring him back? And the AI thing does not track with that behind the scenes thing, which definitely opens up the possibilities of exactly what you were saying. Why the emphasis on Roman again and go back? Because you were talking about the Dempsey shit way before Scott Foley was even announced.
It just seemed weird.
It just way before he was announced. So now that they announced them, it's like you start to think, well, okay, cool, but why didn't they just keep all this a secret? That's because they got other shit up their sleeve.
They're not gonna.
It's a destroy. Thank you. They're playing chess. Hopefully, they're playing chess with us in terms of surprising us and show. It's giving us one of these. Look at this hand, and then hit them with the fucking left hook while they're not looking. And that's what I think it is. If you're gonna go through all this effort to bring all these characters back just for fun cameos, I think it's a waste. It's almost better if you did not bring them back at all. Right. So if you bring them back with meaning and you bring them back in a way where it's fun and it's new and it actually adds to the franchise, yet still pulling from the past and kind of reinventing the genre as you go. I know that's a tall task. That's a tall fucking task. But I also think that Kevin Williamson has kind of been sort of away from the franchise enough to where he can come back and now really implement what he thinks was maybe lacking in some of the other ones. And while I find them fun, I do think that it got away from the core Scream elements, but that's why I think it's such a flexible franchise as well. You can do those side stories and still have fun with Melissa Barrera. And once they fucking everybody cries and has a little kumbaya, they'll bring her back for an opening scene sequence and kill her off in like 3 movies.
So my thing is so what makes sense for him to come back? Like, okay, so it was either, he was already a killer, with Roman, like he was partners with him, or not. Maybe not. But their story is clearly unfinished. Like we never found out what happened with them or whatever. So it's possible, like lover scorn, something like that. But my big theory now is it still has to do with him.
Yes.
I think that him and Sydney may have had a baby together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think her being Sydney Prescott said, back in 2000, 2001, whatever, so if they had a kid, the kid would be 25. I think, she was probably like, you know what, I'm going to give this kid up for adoption. And, same thing that happened with Roman, but different because she did it for protection reasons, because obviously people are coming after her all the time.
Right.
So
it never stops.
But, obviously like killer blood runs in her blood. We have Jill, we have Roman. I mean, that's 2 bloodlines there that, and, directly linked to Maureen, so I think that possibly somebody from the cast, that these 2 had a kid together.
Yeah.
I think that these 2 possibly had a kid together. Maybe the kid's living with him. I don't know, or not. Something, something happened there. So I think that maybe this is the theory of the kid coming back, and for the similar reason of Roman, but it's in reverse.
You said the opposite. Yeah. I love that. That's
because
great.
She gave up the kid for protection. Maureen gave it up because she was ashamed, but like this one, she was actually like trying to save the kid. But
and then now they're just pissed off and they want to kill her.
Yeah, because
she can't win.
Like I don't know. Maybe it's a stupid theory.
No, I thought that was brilliant when you said that. That was great.
So we have the cast here. I can't really see the names, but these are the people that have been announced that are coming in. There have been more people since this picture was released, but I think
fucking Ethan Embry.
I'm trying to see here, there's Joe McHale, like she's got a 17-year-old daughter. She has like 2 other little kids, I think. I'm trying to see if there's anyone that like is 25. It'll be interesting to see the trailer. Like, I'll be able to like solidify that theory more once we see a trailer.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think the killer or killers, what dynamic that will be? Will it be like an old killer? Will it be an old and young killer? Will it be just kids, couple, I know that kind of contradicts everything that we've been saying or whatever. I just want your thoughts overall because I feel like they got to do something different again.
We've never seen two female characters together.
Not two females, yeah.
But like I'm trying to think of how that would make sense. Like why?
Right. That's what really matters, right?
Yeah. So I mean, the 25-year-old kid that she gave for adoption could be a female. For some reason I'm thinking it's male. I could be wrong on that. You know what I mean? So that's a high possibility. I mean, for all we know, McKenna Grace could be posing as a high school student and be a 25-year-old.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right. What about
which would be a fun commentary on, where older actors are playing like high school students.
No, do a reverse of that.
That's
smart. I like that. What do you think Anna Camp's role in this will be?
I know
she has the ability to go
I know
cray,
everybody
cray.
thinks that she's the killer. I mean,
is that too obvious?
For me, it is. For me, that would be. I mean, we just watched her in You. Like,
she was so good in it.
It would be too, like, I think Joe McHale is dead. I'm not sure what the fuck Ethan Embry is doing in this movie.
I feel like all those three people that we just said are
the
all
biggest,
super
like, red
obvious,
herrings. Yeah.
Right? Like, I almost feel like he's just put in this Ethan Embry, to be a red herring. And Joe McHale's so fucking dead. Like, he's not the killer. Like, I really don't think that. It just seems so obvious to me.
Trying to figure out what this guy's name was again. Not Anna Camp's son, but whoever it was that was the opposite. It's not Isabel May. It's not the daughter for sure. It's not Mason or Jasmine Savoy. I don't know. Something screams out to like these two right here. For some reason. I don't know why. It just does.
Yeah, and I think they all have, potential because a lot of the times too, we've gotten some dope killer reveals, I think. And it's all predicated upon the plot and not who it is. I personally don't even care who it is.
I don't think the killer is on this poster.
Right.
To be honest.
I want it to be fucking Stu and Roman and they're back at it after mathematics.
I think it's Mark Kincaid. Point blank.
It's amazing.
I think it's Mark Kincaid.
It's amazing.
That is my number one prediction. I think they're pulling the wool over. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know.
I think you're right.
I'll die on the hill.
What a surprise that would be because people love and know him. Look at how crazy people are going for fucking Scott Foley. People are gonna go ape shit for Dempsey. I like it. I like it. And if they don't do it, I say we write that.
Right.
Honestly.
Like a fan film.
Yeah. Honestly.
And obviously we are going to be covering very soon. We haven't done it yet. We're going to be doing a podcast with Christian Craig on I Know What You Did Last Summer.
That's why I can't say certain things about what I want to say about this. Because I don't necessarily want to spoil that just in case, because it is kind of new. And in case you've missed theater.
It comes out tomorrow.
It comes out, right.
I think.
So I don't want to spoil anything, but
we are doing a review with him.
There are certain things I want to talk about and certain things that I want to say about that movie that pertains to this as well, but I can't talk about that yet. So yeah, Christian Craig, shout out to you, man. Yeah. We're going to do that episode. I can't wait for that.
And we're also, once the trailer drops for Scream 7, we will be doing another full-blown episode of Lies and Bullshit Theories.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I had to get this out into the ether now.
Yeah.
Say I called it if I did.
I think, man, it's really smart. It's really smart if they did. And also, if they did let it slip in some way and there were some change, you can track it back to that and say Lacy was right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. And I haven't seen anything, and I don't see anybody talking about it, period. So, but those are, it's either, that she gave a kid up for adoption for protection. I just thought it was very interesting, the comments that she had made about what being a mother meant and like what she would do to protect them. So I just thought that was interesting, and it got my wheels spinning, and I'm like, ooh, maybe she had a baby with, Mark Kincaid. But I always thought that Mark Kincaid was going to be in it regardless. So even if that theory of her, giving up a kid for adoption is not accurate, but that would make sense why Roman is terrorizing her too. you know, like the kid's pissed, like, I don't care, you're my mom, you could have protected me either way, kind of thing, you know, like, or maybe like the kid just pops up randomly, like, hey, I found out you're my mom and he's not the killer. Like maybe that's just a plot point, period.
Right.
And then, but maybe Kincaid didn't know about it and he's pissed.
I like it.
You know, so like there's different variations of how that storyline could play out.
Cool.
But that's, yeah.
I'm down. I'm here for it.
Dan's like, why do you have to ruin everything?
No, you don't. I just, honestly, no. It just excites me to the point where.
You want it to happen now?
Yeah, we just got to rewatch all the other movies again. Like, we might have to throw on another one after this. But
Screamfall?
Exactly. So, it just, we're excited about this movie. I mean, obviously, that's an under-fucking statement. But the developments, I wanted to talk about one more thing before we leave. And not to leave on, like, you know, a negative note.
What
but
are we doing?
Let's put it this way. Christopher Landon, I am very happy that he left the project. I don't think, as I drop my soda, I don't think that was a right fit. And I think it was a blessing that Williamson came onto the project. It wouldn't be like my go-to, like, we'll have Williamson direct. But now that it is, and hearing how much emotion went into this and how much he loved it and how much care went into it, it just makes me happy. Right. So much so, because like,
and that people are getting hyped on it again, because people were like hating on it because Landon departed and Melissa Barrera.
There was a lot of negative stuff.
We're gonna get a fun movie, guys.
Turn that one right around. Yep. They were like, no, fuck you. We got Williamson, we got Stu, we got Roman, we got everybody coming back. Like, everybody's minds are blown, but I think everybody's just kind of waiting now. Waiting is the hardest part. And I also think that it's just anticipation of what could be, because I feel like this franchise has always had unlimited potential, and it still does to this day, now more so than ever. And I'm excited, and I love talking my theories. We talked the whole ride home. It was like a 40-minute fucking drive, and I just got off work. My mind was not there. And doesn't even say hi to me. She's just, what if, and then just goes. And I'm so fucking in love too. And dialed in. Yeah, the same thing. So I don't know. I'm sure
I'll have some more theories before the end of this. So.
And we'll probably do another episode, but it's good to get those out of our system.
Theory with Christian.
Perry, yeah, that's going to be a big one for sure. But that I just need to get that out of my system a little bit too. So that felt good.
Right.
That was great. Especially because, again, we've had some okay movies come out this year, but nothing that, like, I'm over the moon excited about, except for this movie. So I know it's a little far out, but we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about it extensively. Probably not the last time that you'll see us talking about this movie.
Right, and I definitely want to do more of these.
These are coming.
Maybe before we get that room set up, maybe we'll at least get something on the wall.
Here. Yeah, we got to do something here, like, guys. You have so much cool shit that it's almost like too much. It's like
what Dan got me this.
Look at that fucking thing. Yeah, what you know about that?
Hey, do you think it could be Sarah Michelle Gellar as the cameo?
Oh my God, I just came.
And now you're gonna go. All right, guys. We're gonna wait. Come back. Close it out. Come back. No, don't go. Please come back. Yeah, well, thank you guys for tuning in to us. We're definitely hoping to release more content. Like we said, we're doing those daily videos. We're on day 54.
Ooh.
So we're over halfway through it. So if you've been missing our content, go follow that. Go follow us on Instagram or on Facebook.
Yeah.
We're
see
about
my
halfway
shiny
through.
bald head.
But yeah, that's 54 videos that we've done. I mean, they're very short. They're only like, some of them are like 5 minutes long, but we kind of stopped doing the 5-minute videos. But
Studio 54.
But no, I've been really wanting to do something in long form.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Do, we need, and that's why I want to save the movie that we're going to, talk about in depth. I mean, it's not a horror movie, but like we loved it. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming soon as well. For everyone who's been a part of this one, I'm Lacy Lou.
And I'm Dan Chase.
Goodbye. I promise not to punch you in the face.
Dun, 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 dun.